the Portland, Oregon sign has the reindeer nose in the mornings now for December. Alright, so what we are going to do here in a couple minutes, we are going to remove this pipe that is in the way for some HVAC coming in. So that is what's going to be happening, and then obviously it's going to be a refed from this pipe that we added right here. So we're just going to disconnect these wires right here, cut them over here, and then depending on if it's being backfed or not, then we'll just we'll hook it up on the power source, whichever way, decide which way to hook it up, and then go from there. But everything should be dead once we turn it off, but there's always a chance, you know, so that's where we're at. All right, so this is the list that we started with, me and Brian, on Thursday. Getting behind on my videos here. So this is the list that we started with. This is kind of the list after the day. Got a bunch of stuff gone, added some new stuff, got rid of some new stuff. But we did pull some of the 10 wire in between the two boxes where the jumper was missing. The FSD wiring, got a picture of this to show the foreman, because obviously I don't know what the function is of the FSD. According to this diagram, obviously you have to know what you're doing or what it wants to do before you wire it. So they didn't even know, so waiting on that. And then this is after the shutdown, got the pipe removed. Did throw the cover back on some of these boxes. I think someone actually jumped in. That was a normal box below it. Someone jumped in there, I think, but closed up the emergency. Also got this exit wire pulled out during the shutdown, and then also got the emergency light right here plugged in during the shutdown as well. So got a couple things removed, one thing added, and then going in the back room, someone else turned on all 4 lights in this room, and then Brian was working on this re-pipe right here. So basically the box was over here, and then he went ahead and cut it back and then added it and piped it into an existing box. Also got some wires and some MCs supported in another back room. Brian took care of that. And then moving forward, it went down to the tunnel and got a sleeve cut and the accessories found for a sleeve for the ground wire run, which we did on Friday. So you see that tomorrow. And then this is that's part of the FSD, and then the wiring back to the box that Brian refed. We pulled the wire for the FSD, and we also pulled the wire for the 10 wire jumper in the hallway, which is the wire that you already saw on the cart. So we pulled that 50 feet, and then we also pulled the 30 feet between the FSD right here between these two boxes. The one on the right, the 2 on the right, the refeed was the FSD, and then the 10 wire jumper goes to the box on the right there. So that's what we worked on Thursday.